Welcome to episode 15.
It's episode 15, bitches.
Yes. We just went for a lovely brunch at Ecstatic.
Shout out Ecstatic.
Yes.
Consumers Road,
Yes.
if anybody's interested. Very
Yes.
good spot. Very busy.
Good. Very busy.
Very tasty. What did you have to eat?
Men.
You had men.
Not like that.
You had two men. Oh. You had men.
And what did you have, Nathan?
I had crispy chicken Benedict.
Yeah, how was it? It looked good.
It was okay. Like, it was good. It wasn't as heavy, thankfully, but it was pretty, like, I don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
Would I get it again? Probably not.
Okay.
It was a bit much.
Yeah.
But it was
It looked good, though.
It was good.
It looked good. Yeah.
It was good. Not as good as men, but personally I prefer women, but but hello everyone, welcome to the podcast.
You can hear the cicadas again, which is it's going to be a great day.
It's going to be a lovely day. It's nice and humid out. So
yes.
We could use some
Beautiful.
rain.
No, we had rain already this week, bro.
It's very humid and yucky.
It is, but it's manageable. It's not as humid as it was like earlier on in the summertime. Whereas like you step outside and you're already sweating buckets. You'd have to have a rag with you.
Yeah.
Carry a rag and it's always like dipped in like cool water or something like that.
To put over their forehead.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I guess you could start with your opening monologue.
I don't know. I'm reading over my notes and I'm like, my monologue kind of sucks. But okay, here.
It's okay.
Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. A lot of us are not out here dating for love. We're dating because being alone feels like hell. It ain't me, but but I know some people who do. Like, you'd rather be ignored by a walking red flag than sit in silence with your own thoughts. So we end up confusing company with connection and availability with alignment. But what if being alone isn't the problem? What if our fear of it is? So me and Natalie have been chatting a lot about why people do the things that they do.
And we're both coming up with the riddle me this question mark.
Pretty much.
We're like, what the hell?
And like, because we've been talking about why people do what they do and kind of exploring the depths of what that means, I've become a lot more observant about people's relationships around me. Whether that's like when I'm at a work dinner and it's somebody who I kind of know but don't really know their partner, or it's people that I know a lot. And so I think a lot of people, or my conclusion would be that I think a lot of people choose to be in relationships not so much because they love the person or want what the relationship adds, or wants that best friend, wants that romantic partner, but they want it because being alone is something that terrifies them. And so they'd rather choose someone and have them, even if they're not the best choice, rather than sit in being alone and accept that that's part of finding the right partner for them.
Okay.
So that's what the topic's about today is, are we all just lonely and finding our way through loneliness, or is it something else entirely? So, will loneliness make you choose someone who you know isn't good for you?
It can.
It can.
It can, absolutely, because you're looking at things that are missing, and then you're coming across people who have those missing pieces or those missing feelings that you're wanting in life, and not necessarily the right person, because there's a lot of red flags that come up with that. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that will go above and beyond your realm of boundaries and consistently push you past that. So and they're not necessarily good for you, but it's because you're missing certain parts of, you know, when you're alone, you don't have someone to love. You don't, you know, all those things that come up within relationships or being in love with somebody that you're not getting when you're on your own. So you're filling that void, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that can just be like anybody. Like you obviously haven't sometimes just an instant attraction to somebody that you just literally met. But now you're all of a sudden wanting to engage into something really fast and quick when it's not necessarily something that is right for you. And you know deep down inside it's not, but it's because it's just missing pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the second part of this question is, because I agree with you. I think a lot of the time, a lot of people will choose having somebody over having nobody. And that's to do with being alone and dealing with what that means to be alone.
Yes.
So the second part of this question is, how can you tell when you're craving a person or just a presence? And this is going into what you were talking about. So how do you know that it's like, oh, I actually like this person, like this is somebody I actually love and I want to invest time into, versus whether that's a friendship, romantic relationship, whichever, or is it just that you just want somebody? How can you tell?
I think when I'm investing time, it's actually me reaching out, making time. It's actually me texting, saying, and communicating, being like, you know what, I really enjoyed, and actually using those words, like, I really enjoyed spending time with you. I would like to explore further. I'd like to, you know what I mean, see where this can go. I want to take things slow, but I want to see where things can go. As opposed to me just being like, hey, what are you doing? Let's go get out together. Let's hang out. Let's do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, to me, I can tell the difference. I don't know about everybody else. But for me,
because you're very aware of it.
Yeah, I'm very aware of it. But then again, like it also goes to, like, sometimes it can be, especially if you spend a lot of time with somebody, and that could be just one person, things most of the time develop. You know what I mean? If you're consistently seeing them on a regular basis, you're not dating them, you're not interested in them, but it's because you just spent so much time almost every day with them. You know what I mean? Doing stuff, and you're seeing them on the regular, that naturally feelings are going to develop. Maybe not necessarily because you're lonely, but because it's just evolving.
Right.
And you're finding that you're meeting somebody that's on the same wavelength or thinks the same things, or whatever the case may be. And you? How do you know the difference, or how can you tell the difference?
I'm thinking about how to put that into words. I mean, I think it just comes from, like, I think part of becoming, learning the bandwidth of what you're okay with, or I shouldn't say what you're okay with, learning the bandwidth of, do you actually want this person or just a like person in general, a presence?
Yeah.
I think that comes from being alone and accepting what it means to be alone and sitting in that emotion and not going for other things, because then you learn what you actually want, what you actually don't want. It comes from self-awareness, right? And so that self-awareness and that contrast, that distinction, allows you to sit in it and go, you know what? I actually don't care about this person at all. I just want somebody. That's what allows you to make that distinction. Or this is actually a person that I care about, that I want to spend time with, versus just a person in general, right? I think it's a lot of inner work, because there isn't like a, oh, if you do this test and this test, this will tell you. It's like, no. You got to really sit in your emotions and sit in who you are. You got to stare into the void until the void stares back. And then you can understand, do I actually like this person, or do I just like having somebody around?
Yeah.
So this goes into an interesting point. Do we sometimes confuse almost love with enough?
With enough? Like bare minimum?
Like a situationship.
Yeah.
Where
yeah,
it's like, this was, like, I almost love you, I kind of like you, we have fun when we go out. Like, that's the thing I hear a lot is, oh, well, when we go out, we have fun. Okay, well, do you think of that person outside of that? When I'm bored, I do. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that our, and maybe this is to do with dating apps and just like the general society and social media and everything, I think everybody's dropped their standards really low. And so when it just starts to touch that, oh, this is what love is, this is what romantic interest is, a lot of people are like, oh, this is okay. This is almost love, so it's enough. Like this is the box, and they're hitting the bare bottom of the box, but they're still hitting the box, so obviously that's love.
So then do you think that there obviously can be confusion within people?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So again, like we in one of our other podcasts, it was like the difference between lust and love, there's that blending and there's that fine line gray area where it's, I think people get confused over that. Because outside the box, it's like you just said, you enjoy spending the time with them, but when you're alone and you're in your own thoughts or you're with your friends, do you think about them? Do you think about, hey, reaching out and being like, how are you today? Like, do people go out of their way for that? Or is it just because you're in the moment, I've already seen you, so now I don't need to like communicate because we've done our thing, whatever that may be.
We've had our fun, yeah.
We've smashed or we didn't smash, or we just went out because we decided we weren't going to do that today and we just did whatever we were going to do as a planned thing. And now until the next time, like that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's fine, I guess, if people are in that position where they agree to that and that's stated and known. But when you're really looking for something more meaningful and in depth and deep, that's very superficial, I think.
But I think that also, I think all of this, because you're saying, if you're both in agreement, but I think that core stems from loneliness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you're both in agreement, and it's like, if you're both lonely enough that it works for you just to smash, just to have sex with each other, then fine, that's fine. But I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's fine.
No, I don't think it's fine either. I'm not saying it's fine either. I'm saying if two people agree to that, then that's fine. That's their,
well,
that's their thing, right?
Obviously.
But if you're not agreeing to that, it's obviously not fine, because it's like you're just, when people are smashing, it's like, we all know energy, we've talked about it, energy is exchanged, feelings are exchanged, bodily fluids are exchanged, all of those things. But it's like a piece of you is now connected to that person.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying in general, like, even if two people are okay with it,
yes,
I think the inherent act of it is wrong.
For sure.
I think that
for sure, 100%.
Because of all the energy that's exchanged, because of what the body's response is, because of all those things, I think that just because you're like, I'm okay with it, she's okay with it, let's do it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
It's no, because I think that pushes you deeper into that lonely pit, because it's like, my body's being used to masturbate the other person's body, and that's kind of foul when you think of it that way.
When you go into more depth about that, 100%, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I agree with what you're saying.
And it's kind of funny too, because the common thing I kind of hear with people who are getting married or in long-term relationships is like I think I mentioned this in the last podcast, and correct me if I didn't, but there's this older couple I know. I work with the husband, and then the wife I got introduced to, and me and her are exploring some other options within company spaces. But when they talk about each other, the room vibrates with the love that they have for one another,
yes,
right?
Yes, you did mention that, yes.
But when I talk to fucking
other
these people, and they go, and I go, so why did you choose them? They were a good option. But they're good enough.
But
it's
that's
like,
not what you want to hear.
Oh, you're telling me that this girl you've spent 6 years with, 5 years, 6 years with, was a good enough choice?
Yeah. You don't want to be somebody's choice.
Crazy.
Yeah. You're not here. I'm not here to be somebody's choice. I'm not here to be somebody's option. I want to be the one. Like, that's what people are striving for, right? Like, when you're dating, you're trying to outbeat the next man or the next woman or whoever else they're entertaining. That's what you're trying to do, to be that person and build something that is fulfilling, meaningful, long lasting, and wherever that may take you down, the path of like marriage or whatever. Those are all good things, but you don't date to be somebody's fucking option. That's not what you should be dating.
What if
for.
but if you ask the two people independently, and both of them have the same response of they were a good enough choice, what's that?
Then
but then again, it's like the thing that we just said, where it's like if two people accept that they're just going to use each other to have sex.
That's right.
If they're both okay with it, it's fine. But I think the inherent choice of being with somebody who's good enough is terrible.
No, it is.
And maybe also like you have to. I think that social media and just this general incredible access to people that we have, I think, has kind of ruined people's way of being, because if you met another girl in a small town, she wasn't good enough. Like if you were in a small town, call it population 10,000 people, you met a girl, you're like, this is the girl for me. you're not thinking, she's good enough. Of the options I have, she's good enough. You're just thinking like, oh, this is the one for me. And I think what people are realizing, especially after they go out and have their fun and have sex and go and do lots of dating and whatever, I think they get to a point where they're just like, of all the options, they're good. They're pretty much a 7 across the board. Like, I'm okay with that. And it's
So
like,
settling,
damn.
basically settling.
Settling, yeah, but they won't call it settling because they're like, oh, I'm not settling. No, I'm making a choice that they're the person. And it's like, okay, but you just said that they're good enough.
Yeah.
They're not the one. They're not the one that you're like, oh, I love her so much, this, that, and the other. It's they're good enough. And that's kind of fucked up.
It is. It definitely is. I definitely think that as well. I agree with you on that.
Interesting counterpoint. Is a situationship better than nothing? Or is it worse?
No.
I think it's worse.
A situationship is worse because we've talked about situationships where it blurs the line of feelings. I'm telling you, if not one, two, both of them or somebody is going to develop like stronger than the other. Right. It always happens. Someone always gets hurt. I don't care what anybody tells me. Someone always fucking gets hurt in a situationship. And it gets ugly. Like ugly to the point that you don't even see each other, you don't talk to each other, you want to be in the same room as each other. So
it does harm.
Of course it does. Mentally, it does a lot of harm. Physically, because it was maybe whatever you decided to like meet every whatever, you're still exchanging that sex. Sex is a big thing. It's not like you're having sex and you're just like, okay, go to the next. No, sex is like, people have sex for reasons that you like them, you're attracted to them. You're not just smashing because you fucking want to smash.
We've turned the sacred act of having sex. We've turned it into just like a fun a gimmick.
So yes, I do to your point, I do think that situationships are detrimental. I mean, again, everybody's different. I've been in them and I don't like them. I was very confused a lot of times, and I was like, am I wrong to think this way? Am I right to think this way? Now I feel like they have feelings, and now I feel like their feelings have changed and maybe grown deeper, but they're not expressing that to me. So again, it's like there's so many different elements in a situationship, which at that point, it's like people should come together and just either say you're in a committed relationship or you're not. But the problem is, again, people don't want to be in that commitment. When you're in a situationship, you're in that situation, you're doing those things, but you're not committed to them. You can still do whatever the heck you want to do with whoever you feel like it. But at the end of the day, it's like you're still respectful to them, that person that you're in the situationship with, and they're respectful to you, right? And you have that fine line of respect, that fine line of like understanding and everything like that comes with it. But the feelings, that's the issue that a lot of people have. That's where it blurs the line a lot of times. I don't care.
Yeah, well, I think also situationship, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that people have, it's like it's a term that we've used to, what's the word? To make it okay to put little effort into a relationship. It's like, oh, we were just in a situationship. And it's like, no. You guys were going for a relationship and one person didn't want to put the effort into the relationship. So you settled on this level of fucked up intimacy.
Yeah.
That wasn't okay. And so saying, oh, it was a situationship makes it okay.
It's not okay.
And I think that what we're boiling down and what we're coming to as like a general point is that we've come up with all these terms and all these things to what's the word I'm looking for? To accept, to rationalize, to make it, to normalize, to normalize these outlier situations that are becoming the normal. It's like, it used to be that you commit to one another, you interact, you make sure that you're like, and we can talk about whatever, you're getting set up and all this shit with arranged marriages, but we'll say you get together, you go on dates, you go, oh, I really like this person. And then you propose, you get married, you make that bond, you make that commitment. Then you're having sex, having children, joining accounts, living together, doing that kind of thing. But before that, it was very much separate. Now people are like, oh, well, I want to do the having sex part and the having kids part, but I want to do that first. I don't want to do the marriage or any of that shit. Oh, I want to live together now, but I don't want to get married first to do that commitment. And it's like, what we're coming down to is everybody's like so fucked up. I just find so many people, when you talk about relationships, everybody's so fucked up, and it's like, well, because this is how we've done it forever. This is the standard. This is how it is. Now we're normalizing. Oh, well, we just have sex all the time. So I gave away my part of that part of my body. Oh, it was a situationship. Oh, I had a baby. Oh, that's just my baby daddy now. And it's like normalizing all these things. And I when people sit back and go, yeah, I have a really hard time committing in a relationship, it's like, well, it makes sense with society and everything, the way that it is.
Yeah, but like I said, I think a lot of that is blamed on social media. I think all stems down to that in general. You know what I mean? Like, social media has played a big role. And like I said, I've come across many times on my feed where it's like, I see people talking about like how dating in 2025 is absolute garbage. Like, people don't want to date in 2025 anymore because it's not simple
Because it's
anymore.
not dating, though.
It's not. There's so many things like, do you live at home? Do you live with your parents? Do you have a situation going on? Do you have a baby mama? Do you live with your ex? Are you fucking your ex? Are you, like, there's so many things. It's not like an easy, yes, I want to date you. Yes, okay, we're cool with that. All right, there's, okay, I want to date you, but it's like, whoa, just make it simple. Why is it that it cannot be how it was like 5-10 years ago when it was so simple? I like you, you like me. I don't have my eyes for anybody else. I don't want to get to know anybody else.
Well, I understand that there's commitment.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to invest my time and energy into you, and until I realize that you're not the person for me and I communicate that, but not before that. Once I communicate that, then I'll move on. But until that point, I'm committed to you and we're doing our thing. But now it's like, it's so normalized to be going out and on the fourth date with this guy, but then you're talking to this guy and you're still having sex with your ex and you're still doing this and you're still like, it's become so normal that that's the standard.
Yeah.
And so the problem is that people do that, and then they hurt the next person, and then the next person goes and hurts the next person, and then they break off and they go hurt 2 separate people, and then those 4 people now go hurt 8 people, and then it's just like,
so it's like
the cycle, right? And now we're seeing the results of that, where everybody's just like lonely. I was saying to Natalie at breakfast, I was talking about how I was down at King Street last night, and like walking around and seeing like young girls, like really young girls in like straps, like tiny little clothing like this with strings at the back and tiny little skirts. Like I get it, but come on, you can maybe go knee length, like modest. Yeah, less is more, or sorry, more is more.
Less is more.
Less skin is more, right?
Yeah.
Like being a little bit modest, being refined. It just looks good, and like, yes, and I get it in the club when you're shaking the ass, I should say, when you're doing all that kind of thing. It looks good, it's fine. But when you're hobbling down King Street in your stiletto heels, like trying to make it to the next club, it doesn't look really good, right? And it's just kind of, seeing that is kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see the world, and it's like, because when everybody's in their best attire to get fucked, it's kind of like, are we really looking for love, or are we just looking for fun for the night?
Yeah.
So, which brings me to my next point. Why does being alone scare people so much?
Why?
Why wouldn't someone be able to just not be in a relationship? Why does everybody have to screw around with their ex, keep screwing around with their ex while moving on to the next person, while going with this person?
Because loneliness is, nobody wants to be lonely. It's misery for people.
Is it misery?
For some people it is, because you're constantly thinking about the what ifs. If I did this differently, would I live in a different lifestyle? Yeah, I guess that's regret. Although we should try not to live life with regret, because that's ultimately what you should be doing. You can't keep on going would've, could've, would've, should've. Like, that's past tense. We have to think about present. What's happening now? What's happening, where do you want to be in like the next 5 years, as the question is, like when you go to like an interview. It's like things like that. It's like people don't want to be alone because there's too many. I think when you're alone and you're literally like in silence kills a lot of people, because it makes your mind stir, especially on things that have been buried so far deep, whatever those situations or the circumstances are, they come up. So a good example is, okay, the guy that I was seeing for a long time, and everywhere in their house, they would have something on, like the radio on in the living room and TV on, like in the rooms. And I'm like, do you not have it ever quiet? No. And I thought to myself, why the fuck are you always, like, I didn't say it out loud, but why, I'm thinking, why don't you ever want it quiet? Then I realized you get in your thoughts and you get in your feelings. So being alone is, they like the fact that they could say, oh no, I'm alone, because then you're not attached to nobody. So you can do freely whatever you want. So I think when people are alone, they don't like those deep down things that they've been burying for such a long period of time. And ultimately, I feel like a lot of people that are alone want to feel love. I really do. But I think they look, and love comes in the wrong ways, shapes, and forms for them. And I think for them, maybe they have it blurred to the fact, because they've been so, like, they've been alone for maybe a long period of time. You know what I mean? So for them, I think it's like the reality is you've attached yourself, but now you're attaching yourself to situationships. You're attaching yourself to, like, people that you build a roster with, because it's like, it's easier to be like that than to commit yourself, especially, again, if you've been alone for such a long period of time, to commit yourself to one person and have that one person you go to, that one person that you're only sleeping with, as opposed to having numerous people for numerous various things that you need them for.
But you know what's interesting? Like, people say loneliness, you said loneliness is misery. But what's interesting is when you're alone and you feel all those negative emotions that come up when you're alone.
Yes.
Regret, thinking of situations.
Right.
What's amazing is if you sit in them and accept that I'm going to feel this way, and that's okay. Yeah, this is the beautiful thing. We have emotions as humans because we feel some type of way, and that's the environment has caused us to feel a type of way, and those emotions are to steer us in the right direction. Oh, I think that this dark bush is scary at night. I'm going to avoid going in there, right? Oh, this person really makes me upset. I'm going to not deal with this person. And so emotions say this is what action is needed. And I think what a lot of people do, I know that a lot of people, what they do is they go, oh, I'm feeling emotion. Well, instead of dealing with the emotion and allowing myself to feel it until I'm no longer feeling it, or until I've made action to no longer feel it, I'm just going to find what's on the bottom of the bottom of the bottle. I'm going to put on noise. I'm going to go out. I'm going to have sex.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on dating apps.
That's what I'm saying.
Anything. Yeah, exactly. Anything to block the noise.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's okay to look into the box and accept that what you see in the box
but you're saying that that's okay, and I agree, but a lot of people don't want to be okay with that. That's why they bury themselves, and that's why they drown themselves out, so they don't have to consistently think about that, because it puts pressure in them, and it looks at them when they look in the mirror, if they happen to, or the odd chance when they look in the mirror, and it's just like, damn, my life has gone by, and this is where I'm at right now. So it's like a boo-hoo. Yeah, it's okay. But then they start feeling sorry, and then they have that bout of depression. And it's just like, okay, but you need to realize and be at that place where, yes, you are okay. Nothing has happened so tragically at this point. You've made it this far in life. You know what I mean? And it's okay. But the problem is, again, people don't like to dilly-dally too much in their own thoughts. They just don't like to do it.
And what's beautiful, though, is when you dilly-dally in your thoughts.
Yeah.
You find out who you are as a person and what you don't like.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, I mean, say what you will about the guy. I know he's a controversial man. He says he had an interesting talk where he talked about how if everybody sat at well, not everybody, but you're saying what you should do is you should sit on your bed at the end of the day, and you should go, what could I do tomorrow that would make me 1% better than I was today? And it doesn't have to be crazy shit. It could literally just be, you know what, I'm going to clean the dishes out of the sink. You know what, I'm going to do my bed. You know what would make me better is if I just went for a 10-minute walk, because then I'd feel so much better. You know what, maybe I should call my friend who I haven't spoken to in a while. And it just talks about, his whole point is just having little victories. And I get that there's a lot of monsters in the dark that people don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
But when you start dealing with them, it gets easier and you get stronger. I shouldn't say it gets easier. You get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets easier to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what we're seeing on a general scale in the world is we're seeing so many people who haven't dealt with those issues, who haven't looked deep within themselves and confronted those monsters. And so now they're doing everything in their power to get away from them. But then it's leading to situations like a boyfriend who you want to see and you want to interact with and you want to be emotionally connected to. But then every chance you guys are getting that next step, that next emotional connection, he pulls away and says he's tired and doesn't want to do things or doesn't want to have sex or doesn't want to do anything. And then when you're like, okay, well, fuck you, I'm done. I'm not dealing with this. If you don't want to be intimate, you don't want to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, no, babe, I'll come back, right? But that's the demons. Those are the demons that are causing all of this.
But those demons, again, as we talked about at breakfast, those demons on your plate should not be handed over to me. Those are your issues that you need to deal with. I didn't come here to fix you.
But you're. It's not that they're asking you to fix them. You're just dealing with the negative fallout from them not dealing with themselves.
But again, like you said, it's like you get into that position and you're just like, okay, you know what? I'm done. I've tried numerous times. You do you. I'm going to do me. But again, like you said, it's like they'll come back and they'll be like, oh, no. So what makes you think that you coming back again and saying all these things, what have you done to change that, to not come down the same route? Nothing. So I'm going to make it easy. And I said, I'm going to make it easy. Yeah. That's it. I drew the line many times in the sand. Okay? And it's just like, you like, let it go. I don't get it. Some people just don't know how to let go. And it's fine.
But
I get it.
The whole thing is he doesn't want to let go.
Well, then.
But this is the thing. People don't want to let go, but they don't want to deal with the demons.
There you go.
They don't want to let go, but they don't want to move forward. Everybody wants to stay in this weird, stagnant, comfortable.
But I don't want to be
stagnant. Everybody wants to be comfortable.
But I don't want to be comfortable. This is the thing. It's like, so again, we go back to being selfish. Do you want to be selfish? Oh, it's all about you. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. No offense. It is all about me. Yes, it's what, like I said to you, it's about what I want. It's what I deserve. Yeah, I am going to be selfish. I'm sorry. If those don't fit your lifestyle and your needs and your wants, then again, I'm making it easy for you. The door's right there, but you're not going out the freaking door.
There's a few quotes that come to mind as we talk about this whole thing. Yeah. Well, because it's like the same water that softens the potato.
Yes.
The same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg.
Yes.
And it talks about allowing situations to mold you and shape you, whether to be kinder, to be harder, to be meaner, to be nice, whatever the situation is. And it's like the only thing that can corrupt steel is rust. And it's like you're fine when you put your shield up and fight your environment. The quote goes something like that: "Fight your environment, you're fine." But it's when you let the moisture in, when you let the rust in, that's what consumes you and destroys you. So the only thing that can consume you and destroy you is yourself.
Yep.
And it's like, and then there's another one that talks about like you're never alone if you enjoy who you're alone with, and so it's talking about being happy with yourself, and that there's an inherent disconnect between if you don't confront the demons, then you're not happy with yourself. And if you're not happy with yourself, then you can't be happy in the world. No matter who you go to, no matter what you see, you can never truly be happy, because at the end of the day, when you're by yourself and you're laying in bed, you're going, wow, I can't believe I did that fucked up thing that, 10 years ago. Oh, I can't believe I did this. Or I can't believe this is the situation of my life. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll go drink. Oh, I'll go to this party. Oh, I'll go have sex with this person. Oh, I'll go, like anything to get away from that. But then when you are truly by yourself, when you're in the washroom and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we ever make healthy choices from a lonely place?
I think you can. I think you really can. Especially like you just said, if you sit and think about things, depending on because people compartmentalize different things, right? Like I find for me, like visually, if I write things down, then it helps me. So if I'm wanting to make healthy choices, if I'm lonely, I write it down, or I keep mental notes, or I think about things, right? And then I'll be like, okay, I want to do this today. I want to accomplish this or take steps to accomplish this. So yeah, I do think that people can make healthy choices. It's just you have to have the will to want to do it. You know what I mean? And you have to want to do it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I don't care. Nobody's out there to make you better. You are the only one that can do that for yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody else is there living your life there beside you, you know, like your moral compass, or, you know, telling you right from wrong. We're all adults. We're all, you know, trying to pave our own path in this crazy world that we live in. But loneliness should bring up healthy, positive things as well, if you're able to narrow those down and confront certain things and come to terms with a lot of certain things. Sure, they can make healthy choices. I absolutely agree. But if you're also always caught up in the, oh no, this and that and blah, 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 then no, you're never going to make those choices. You're just going to, again, drown yourself in shit, whatever that may be, because you can't make decisions that are proper because you're not allowing to do that for yourself.
And hurt other people in the process,
Yep,
right?
and you don't care.
And destroy
Frankly,
the
you
world
don't.
around
Yep,
you.
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I think healthy choices start from loneliness.
Within, yeah.
I mean, and it's not even loneliness. It's like just deal with your shit. Like
Yeah.
that's the truth of it. It's not even being lonely, because it's just take some time to discover who you are. Mm-hmm. You gotta really like who you are as
Yeah.
a person, and what that means is when people are like, oh well, how can I be happy with me when I've done these things and done this? And it's like, but accepting who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and the mistakes you've made, but then also going like, okay, but where am I at now, and what could I do to be better? Because when you make choices that create a better individual, if you go, what's good for Natalie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? If I journaled every day, Natalie would really like that, and Natalie would be happier with Natalie. Well, now you're having a conversation with yourself, and you're like, oh, if I did these things, I would be a lot more happy with who I am as a person. I would like me a lot more. Mm-hmm. So those are the things I should start doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is why a lot of people are say turn to God or turn to religion in some way, because religion forces you to convene with the Creator or whatever, depending on the religion. Mm-hmm. But really, what it is yourself.
Yeah.
You're learning to just listen, to meditate, to listen, to pray, to take a second to pause. It's like it's all just tied into grounding yourself.
Yes.
Truly, when you look into it. I mean, there's Western religion and Eastern religion. Eastern religion is Western religion is if I look at the greatest good that there can be, and I try to be that, then I'll be closer to the greatest good. Mm-hmm. And then Eastern religion is more based on if I sit in nature for long enough and listen, eventually I'll be balanced within, and thus.
Yeah.
And thus one with the universe.
Right.
So those are the two core philosophies.
Right.
But the whole idea is calming the inner person.
Yeah.
Calming or becoming one with the inner person. And I think that what we're seeing right now is this inherent disconnect that people are just broadening and like widening and widening. And so that's why you're getting all these people where you're like, I don't even understand what's going on. Like, why are you treating me this way? I thought you said you love me. I thought you said you care about me. I thought you said you want to be in a relationship. Why now are all the actions saying that you don't want that? Well, because I think that their truth, that they love you and care about you and want the best for you, and their actions are two separate things. So it's like, these are all the inner emotions that I feel, but I don't want to do anything of that caliber because it scares me or because I'm hurt or whatever the case is. And I think it's really sad how this world has gotten.
Yep.
What's something beautiful that only comes from solitude?
Ooh. Something beautiful that comes from only solitude. I think how, honestly, like if we're going to relate it to like datings and stuff like that, like and those types of things, I think learning, again, it comes back to self-love. Mm-hmm. I think learning about self-love, about what you want in life, and that's anything in life, what you don't want in life, will show those around you and those that you want to be close to and make you feel more I don't know, I guess in tune with your emotions and your feelings. Do you know what I mean? And like if you're really investing and if you have a lot of self-love for each other, you have a lot of respect for each other, for yourself, if you find somebody that you want to give that to, then you'll know how to do that, how to properly do that, and not have all these other issues that are hindering you from expressing yourself, from showing that, because a lot of people have a lot of like a really hard time expressing that to people, right? Whether that's vocally or through action. So I think when you're alone, you can do a lot of self-reflecting, and I think that actually out there in the world will better other people, that you come across, whether those are friendships, acquaintances, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because you learn how to love them different ways, how to respect them in different ways. And if you decide that you want, again, like you want to have a relationship or you want to date somebody, you can show them those things that you've learned for yourself, that you hope that they appreciate and acknowledge.
Yeah, my big point that I think, and solitude I think is a strong word.
It is.
It's not so much like, I don't know if it's, I think what the question is alluding to, or what I meant by it when I wrote it. Solitude is a strong word to describe just being one with yourself, or taking time for yourself. And I think the beauty of sitting with yourself and listening and trying to, and just understanding, and when you're like, this man bothers me, this boyfriend, this girlfriend, they bother me. Why did they bother me? And you're like, I don't know. But when you really sit with it and you go, well, I don't like when they do this thing. And why don't I like that? Well, because it makes me feel like this. Oh, I think what the best thing that comes out of that is a true sense of happiness. Because when you are looking at yourself and you understand the mistakes you've made as a person, and the issues you have, and the things you don't like about yourself, but then you start actively trying to fix them, or start actively pursuing relationships that better support you, or just you become more aligned with who you are as an individual. I think there's a pureness in the happiness that comes from that, because when you're aligned, everything is better.
Yeah.
The world is a little bit clearer. Everything's makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
So I would say that's probably the best thing that comes out of this, an alignment.
Yeah. Clarity
and alignment. Yeah, just alignment with who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
That's heavy.
It is heavy. This turned into a heavy podcast.
For a Saturday afternoon. But I just think that, I think in general, again, every once in a while, like I've said before, we as humans forget to stop and smell the roses.
All the time.
Right? Things are just so fast paced, especially here in the Western world, not like in the Caribbean where it's kick back, relax, smoke all day, drink all day, have no, be carefree. Europe is the same, a lot of places in Europe.
Everything's a lot more in touch.
It's very much like, okay, like nothing is, like, it can happen tomorrow.
It's okay.
It's all right. You let it go. Here, I think it's because of the society that we live in, the part of the world that we live in, we're so used to, get it done now. I want it done now. Yes. If you don't get it done now, it's like, exactly. It's not, okay, I'll get to it when I get a minute. I've got so many things on my plate right now.
I'll
and
do
you're
this
calm.
thing and then this thing.
Yeah. You're all over the friggin' map. You're so scrambled, and it's hard to really, honestly, sometimes even just sit back and just be like, fuck the world, shut it off for a second, however long, a few minutes, and just, recenter, like refocus, breathe, woosah, whatever, meditate. I don't care. We're just so fast paced. And I think that causes a lot of issues, burnouts, mental exhaustion, health issues, all of those things.
Everything.
It causes and spills out into relationships and friendships and everything else in life. And I think, not a lot of people not knowing how to deal with a lot of things internally that they are going through, and then they're pushing that out and their energy out on other people, not purposely, but it just happens. Like, I think that, not being in tune is really, really something that we've lost and we have to try to get back to doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a daily or whatever, but like do it often as you think that you feel you need to. If you feel like you're losing yourself, that's when you should start ring a ding ding in your head and have the red flags be like, yo, something's like, this isn't right. I need to like step back.
Yeah, you gotta be in touch with yourself.
You absolutely do, because there's so many different issues that are gonna like pull at you in so many different ways. You know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna recommend the mirror check for everybody. When you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth, or I hope you brush your teeth, or splash water in your face, or just whatever you do in the water, take a poo, whatever you do. The rhymes, perfect. Just look at yourself in the mirror and take 2 seconds to be like, how am I feeling today? Because the whole test, and it doesn't have to be a crazy long response. You don't have to have a conversation with yourself. It's just like, am I doing okay? Yes, no.
Like a check-in.
A check-in.
Yeah, mental
because
check-in.
the whole check is, if you wake up one day and you go, you know what, I'm not feeling okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's just the day. When you start answering no too many days in a row, you know what that means? It means that there has to be a change.
Yeah.
There's something has to change, whether that's I've had enough of my job and I need to move on and do a different career. I'm not happy with the friends that I have. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with that. I need more money. I need whatever the case may be. If you start answering no, I'm not okay too many days in a row, that's your sign that something has to change, or your environment has to change, or you have to do something.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a little way to regulate. Excuse me. To just self-regulate.
Yep.
And also keep in touch with yourself, because a lot of people will be like, they'll go on and they'll fight through the burnout to get to a point where they're like, wow, I feel horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, and I can't go to work, and I can't get up, and I can't do anything, and I don't know why. And it's like, wow, if you had just been checking in with yourself and seeing how you're feeling, you would have been able to catch that, oh, since this big meeting that I wasn't happy with, whatever the case is, I've been slowly feeling crappier and crappier and crappier. And I know that now I have to get out of this job. I have to go out with better friends. I have to get a better partner, or whatever the core situation is.
Yeah.
I have to change out my Wheatios in the morning for my Fruit Loops or something. I don't know. It's just like, you just got to look after yourself.
Yeah.
And try to look after yourself so that you don't go out and hurt other people in the world. Because hurt people, you know?
Yes. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
It's a ripple effect, like you say. Like we always say, right? It's
exactly.
Like your energy, a lot of people don't care much for it, and then kind of start to wonder, well, why is that person not hanging out with me anymore? And they're like, oh, you realize, maybe it's the way I've been acting or whatever. Or some people will be straight up and forward and tell you straight up and be like, listen, I don't know what's going on with you or whatever, but it's like all of a sudden you've been like this completely different person, blah, 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 blah. It's because, there's a lot of things. I get it. People don't want to discuss their personal shit. That's why you have ways to get through and do things on your own, whether it's journaling, buying self-healing books, do activities, whatever needs to get you through. Yeah,
go to
Pilates, whatever.
Pilates, go to the gym.
Yeah.
Go to the gym at 5 a.m.
Yeah, whatever needs to get
buddy.
you recentered and refocused, or if you need to find an outlet, there's ways of doing that. There's resources to help you with that, right? It's just, we cannot forget to take care of ourselves first and foremost. Yeah. Because if you're not good for yourself, like to yourself, you're not going to be good to anybody else that's around you.
And for the people and the people in your life that you care about, tell them you love them more.
Absolutely. 100%.
I don't feel like enough people tell them that they care about people.
No, they don't.
Spread positivity.
Exactly, and that's why there's a lot of times I'll out of the blue I'll send my friends like, hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything.
Yes, gratitude.
And they're like, what? Really, Nat? They're like, where'd this come from? I'm like, you know what? I just thought today was just a nice day to start off my day, letting you guys know that you're all important to me. And, I may not say it often, but that I am thinking of you, and, I'm hoping that you guys are all doing well and whatever. And it's just, like a lot is going on in everybody's lives. We just talked about that. But if there's always that few seconds of the day, it doesn't matter what time of the day, that you can send people like a quick hug or virtual hug or whatever.
And not even that, but like when you see somebody in person,
just
being like, you know what? I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being in this world. Thank you for being in my world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's it just makes the difference, because then that person's going to feel good from that moment, and they're going to pass it on to the next person, and then that's how you get the positive ripple going instead of this negative ripple.
Yeah, yeah, because there's just way too much of that going on, and there's not enough caring. There's not enough humanity that's going on, and enough to counteract that. I feel, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
And it's sad that that's the way that the world is going, and we're becoming. Even though we have very many ways to be connected, we're still very disconnected in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, we're the most connected. We're the most at the most connected point of the world.
Yes.
When you can have access to any person, and yet we're more distant than ever.
Yeah.
Whatever the saying is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just check in with everybody. Check in on yourself. Check in on those that are closest to you.
You got to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, and check in on those that are around you and their well-being, because they're just as important. And I'm sure, they care much to hear from you. And just that check-in, remember that, relationships and friendships are all different points in our lives where you experience different things together.
Yep.
And, as we grow, we end up either continuing certain friendships or relationships or not, for whatever reason. And
that's okay.
And that's okay. Bottom line is each individual knows what's good for them and what isn't. And if you don't know, sit down and really
figure it out.
Yeah. Because no one's going to answer those questions except for you, to be honest.
Exactly.
We're not here to answer them. We're here just talking about our own personal experiences and things that we know thus far in our lives on this earth. But I mean, there's still a lot out there for everybody to learn, right? Like
every day.
Learn something
new
it's a learning
every day.
Process every day.
Exactly.
So
1% better.
Yeah.
So
on that note,
that's episode 15.
That's a wrap for
Thanks,
episode
guys.
15. Thanks again for tuning in and listening. And we'll have another, I guess, juicy topic, unless anybody else has some juicy topics that they would like to bring up. Yes, text us, DM us. Voice messages are great.
Comments
Comments are great.
Exactly, anything. Just it's always nice when somebody recommends something for us to chat about.
Yes.
And post, because then we can. Me and Natalie are smart, and we talk about a lot of things, but it's always nice to have somebody be like, what would be good, talking about this.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you're right. Cool.
Yeah.